Well, I suppose if I do that, then people could hear me better, but then they could also hear the fan. But granted, it's not all that hot in here anyways. I'm gonna turn the fan off. Hey, Nick. If my room gets too hot, I will turn the fan back on, and then I'll start messing with my settings so that people can not hear the fan, hopefully. But I'm hoping I just won't have to do that, admittedly. I'll explain a few things once I actually start properly playing the game. Such as why I'm not playing Banjo Kazooie first, even though people, for the most part, insist that it is a masterpiece and the greatest one in the series, even though it is literally objectively inferior to Tooie in every way, shape, and form. But we're not going to talk about that yet. Hold on, I need to adjust my my setup a little bit. There we go. Well, yeah, obviously it's better than nuts and bolts, but that's like saying, that's like saying a car is better than a bike. Both of them still function, it's just that one of them's way faster and more efficient. And is actually enjoyable to use. Yeah, I practiced this game a little bit yesterday, so we're gonna be deleting the save file. Hold on. My settings are weird for some reason. Configure controller plugin. Yeah, A is X. Modifiers. Let me just delete that. Save. There we go. Yeah, no, it is already getting hot in here, so I'm gonna mess with my filter a little bit. Because the main issue with my filter is that it's simply not... Ah, okay, can you guys hear me consistently? It seems like you can. Honestly speaking, this is gonna sound utterly blasphemous. And I will probably be eviscerated on all forms of social media for the rest of my life for this. But Nuts and Bolts looks like a pretty okay game, except for the part where it's a very bad Banjo Kazooie game. Obviously I would have preferred Banjo 3, but I do see what they were getting at. So, yeah, this is the story of Banjo Tooie. Once this is over, I'm going to adjust my settings again. The main thing I care about with my stream setup, because I'm on a laptop, I'm not allowed to use my laptop screen, so first off, I am rotated 45 degrees towards my other monitor. But the more important thing is I want to be able to read chat and see my settings for my voice, to see how loud my voice is compared to the desktop audio, to see if you can even pick up my voice, stuff like that. Yoink. Funny Brit. I hate you, Gamma. I don't know why, but the animation for the drill thing... yeah, she is. That's her personality. The animation for the drill thing is like in a lower frame rate than the rest of the game, for some reason. Also, Bottles is showing his entire hand, and we can see that he has nothing good. I don't see why he's complaining that we're taking his money, because he is losing. The main reason I'm playing Tooie is because I feel like... basically, there's two things going on here. Three, actually. Oh, no, this is not Germa. This is Jaden. No, this is Jaden. Actually, I'll explain my reason for playing Tooie first after this is over. I'm glad KCN got what I was getting at. No, this is Jaden. Yeah, the cutscene is really laggy on official N64 hardware, so the music was composed with the lag in mind. So the cutscene music only syncs up with the cutscene if you factor in the lag. So on the Xbox re-release, because they took out the lag and made the game run smoother, yeah, the musical score is way too slow for the Xbox version. So, like, Bottles dies before they can play the music. I could tell. On Xbox, Bottles dies before anyone even knew what was going on. Also, yeah, spoiler alert, Bottles is about to bite the dust. I want to master the art of talking like a Banjo character one of these days. Nobody will see it coming. On the last stream that we're about to finish Banjo Tooie, I'm just gonna come in here and be like, and do that for 2 hours. There's gonna be like captions at the bottom. Tootie? Let's just say she went off to college, I guess. Grunty's fucking dead. I never noticed that as a kid. For a while, I just thought that her eye just fell out to show that she was, like, rotting and decaying. I didn't realize that Klungo patted her on the back because he was so happy to see her that her eyes got knocked out. The bony man has seen us. Kill him. I love that right off the bat they already make Grunty a way more intimidating villain than she was in the last game, just because the tone of this game is much darker overall. Like, before she just kind of swoops in and picks up Tootie, in this game she sees Mumbo and immediately tries to kill him with no hesitation, despite knowing that he also knows magic. Bones. Yeah, Grunty has the same horrible aim she had in the last game. I like the urgency in the way Banjo moves. It almost knocked over his chair. Or his box, I guess. And then Bottles dies! Yeah, you never hear that last chord when Bottles is dying. It's like, you know, it just keeps playing the regular Banjo house music, and then Bottles gets incinerated, and then like 5 seconds later it plays the sound effect. Bottles dies a horrible death, and the game's just like, huh, maybe he's okay, and then it plays the sound effect after a few seconds. I mean, that's nearly what happened. Like, if it weren't for the fact that Mumbo had balls and nobody else did, ironic the skeleton had more than anyone else in the room, they would have all died. Mumbo went out to check, and if they hadn't done that, they would have just been like, huh, I wonder why it's so bright outside, and then this game would not have happened. Yeah, you can't speed up text during the intro cutscene, and I don't want to skip it. Yeah, the others just speak relatively normally. A little English, but still normally for the most part. The mole looks unwell. I believe Gamma. I think she's either still in Grunty's lair or she just left. Because it's been 2 years since the first Banjo Kazooie. Like this game is canonically 2 years later. So she either, you know, left or she just kept living there, enjoying the nice scenery. Great, I can get some more witch butt. Ah, but you see, Banjo is wrong, because I have the official Banjo Tooie guidebook by my side in case I get lost anywhere. Alright, let's get going. I'm gonna try and grab everything I can in Spiral Mountain. There he goes. Actually, funny story about that game. My emulator comes with cheat codes, so if I wanted to, I could enable Bottle's Revenge. Oh, wait. Slopes. Ah, no, wrong button. Shrek from Shrek Extra Large. Shrektra Large. This guy used to terrify me as a kid just because of the weird music that played whenever you went nearby him. There really do need to be more co-op multiplayer games where it's like, just player 2 just exists to inconvenience player 1. It truly shows the duality of man, I'd say. I will look for any excuse to say duality of man, regardless of the context. No! Okay, cool, I guess I'm just not gonna fly away on him. Which joke? There is a slight amount of latency, so I don't entirely know what you guys are responding to unless you specifically say what you're responding to. Yeah, Mario Galaxy's two-player mode kind of sucked. Player 2 was literally just an extra pointer. I love how lively Banjo's walking animation is. Shrektra Large. Stupid. Okay, so now that I'm at the pretty much easiest boss fight in the game, I'm gonna explain why I'm playing Tooie instead of Kazooie. Oh, it's the green potion. So basically, the reason I'm playing Tooie instead of Kazooie is because my emulator kind of messes up with a small part of Kazooie, in that every time I try to pause the game... Oh, come on. Oh, wrong button. That actually damages him, huh? Klungo's the minion, and Grunty does not care about him whatsoever for the most part. He's basically just Grunty's assistant. That's like their entire thing going on. So my main reason for playing Tooie over Kazooie... this is really awkward. The text is like... Okay, hold on. After this I'm gonna adjust my settings a bit, and then I'll explain. I know I've been saying I'm gonna explain for like 7 different sentences now, but this time, I promise. None of you make a comment on that line, I swear to God. Well, there are more reasons for why I'm playing Tooie first, admittedly. So, the main reason that I'm playing, like, Tooie in terms of technical limitations is, for some reason, my emulator really doesn't like Banjo Kazooie. Whenever I pause the game, it turns the entire screen into garbled static. Like I can still see the stuff on the sides of the menu. Like, for example, I can see, you know, return to game, objects and items, view total, save and quit, my health, my air, my notes, my feathers and everything. I can see that, but the actual screen is static. That is painful to look at, and I didn't want to subject you guys to that. And secondly, yeah, what Colt said. I just prefer Banjo Tooie overall as a game. I feel like it's more interesting. It's more diverse. There's a lot more going on with the game. There are more interesting characters. Like in the first game, the only interesting characters really are like, you know, you have Grunty and you have Kazooie and Banjo sometimes. Mumbo talks very rarely in that game. This game has a lot more characters and a lot more going on that makes it nice. Also, this game just matters more to me in terms of my childhood. Banjo Tooie, believe it or not, was the first, like, serious game I ever played. I had 2 games on my N64 growing up. I had Mario Party 2, and I had Banjo Tooie. And I wasn't all that good at Mario Party 2 because I was a 4-year-old, and my sisters would just absolutely destroy me in that game. But Banjo Tooie was the first time I could play a game on my own without having to play against AI players and practice, get better at it, explore this huge expansive world, you know, read this cool story, play this fun game. Banjo Tooie is basically the game that started everything for me. Jiggy Wiggy. Secret and ancient order dedicated to the mystical powers of the crystal Jiggy. I like that even the developers just put in that line like, yeah, we just made up a bunch of garbage for this game. The story of the last game is fairly simple, and so is the way you unlock worlds, and then this game's just like, yeah, there's this ancient cult related to the Jiggies. They'll help you on your quest. Also, I don't know how to put this. I like Isle o' Hags as a hub world more than I like Grunty's Lair. Grunty's Lair is like one single color for the entire time, and I actually got really lost sometimes in Grunty's Lair just because all the walls look the same in every room up until you get to like the exact specific room that a world is in. Every other room in this game is textured either like orange, green, or like a deep blue, and it makes things more distinct. Plus, there's a lot more cliff sides and open air, so there's more natural lighting that makes it easier to see and to tell where you are. I remember playing Banjo-Kazooie as a kid when I actually heard that there was a game that came before this one, and that it was also really good. So I bought it on eBay and put it into my N64, and it was fun. I don't hate Banjo-Kazooie, nor do I hate Grunty's Lair. It's just, God, I wish they had just opened a window. It is impossible to see in some of those places. Funnily enough, Grunty's Lair really does feel like an amusement park. Like, there's a lot of different attractions, and there's a more consistent witchy theme to it. But at the same time, I prefer Isle o' Hags for being like an actual location. It's a place with people. Yeah, I like that they just tell Grunty to stop rhyming and she actually obliges. Also, interesting thing, I don't know if the N64 was capable of rendering, like, proper holes in things other than making the opacity on some parts, like, lighter. So it's kind of neat seeing that they use that sort of thing with Grunty's hat, so that you can see through it in some places because there's holes. Like, you couldn't cut a hole into the geometry of something. You had to just, you know, texture it differently. That's one thing I never understood, though. Why does Grunty call Gingeling a... What was his name? Jingling? God, I actually forgot his name, just like those two idiots. What? Like, why does she call him a traitor? He was never associated with her to begin with. Jingling, right. God. If it weren't for the fact that her head was clearly already compressed, I would love to just, like, crush that one tall witch's head, because God, her voice bothers me. But it seems somebody's already done my job for me, considering her head's a two-dimensional object. So, fun fact about King Jingling that some people might not know. If you go in to check on him, he will give you advice on specific moments in-game. Let's give him a bit to start talking. Also, his pet just got atomized. Yeah, like even in death, this man's just still rambling on about different moments from other worlds, which I find interesting because that implies that more characters have visited these worlds than just us. And considering the world is very connected, I can believe that. That's another thing. In Banjo Kazooie, the worlds just kind of exist. Like, I don't think Grunty ever really mentions the worlds, nor does Mumbo mention how he's getting through them. Mumbo's just in every world, and Grunty just kind of knows they are there, but people don't really interact between worlds. Oh, hey, Miss Beat. Tell her about Ghosty Boy. Tell her Bottles died. Well, I'm gonna do something real quick. Oh, geez, there. That way you guys can see this. I'm gonna edit the gaming to be Banjo Tooie. Yeah, because YouTube lets me specify what game I'm playing if I classify the video as gaming. Just go DM it to me then. Because I'm interested to hear what part of this game you didn't like. The Pizza Man theme. Just DM me what part of this game infuriated you. Because I know a lot of the infuriating moments in this game, so I'm pretty sure I'd remember it, because I've 100% completed this game at least 3 times. Because I remember back as a kid, because I had nothing else to do, I actually, manually completed the game 3 times, 1 for each save file. I didn't copy any of them. I had nothing better to do with my time, and I loved this game. No, Gamma, so the category of the video right now is gaming. and I can set the game itself to be Banjo Tooie. The buttons was it to zoom in? Oh, right. Huh? How do I do this thing again? I didn't pay attention. Can anyone fix it? Jesus Christ, Kazooie! Jesus. Well, I just picked up the Amazo Gaze goggles because I just like having them. I don't use them, like, ever. Especially considering I don't even know how to. What button did I have mapped to, the C buttons? Oh, hey, thanks for initiating a cutscene, loser. I just love Kazooie saying, like, can someone fix bottles, though? To his own, like, youngest son. Jesus Christ. You know what? Actually, hold on. I know where I can find information on the Amazo Gaze goggles. Huh. Whack. I have no idea how to use these things. Interesting. Wait, is it as simple as, like... Oh, okay, I'm just stupid. Let me explain. On my emulator, the D-pad is set to be the number pad. So I was pressing 4 and 6 because that's left and right on the D-pad, and it took me ages to remember, oh yeah, this game doesn't use the D-pad. I need to use A and D because W, A, S, D are the C keys for me. I'm playing this game on arrow keys because I am awful. And now we get into one of my favorite hub worlds just ever. Hey, friend. Jesus Christ, I forgot there were 9 of you. Nice house, loser. What are you doing it? Oh. Well, that's just rude. Bolt. What might these images look like? I like that their heads are literally just jiggies tilted on their side. Only food purchased at McJiggy's can be eaten within brand. This cult has its own brand. I cannot believe it. In the words of, like, every single boss from Dynamite Heady when you kill them, I cannot believe it. Hey, Banjo's not supposed to be there. Banjo is, like, misplaced. He's supposed to be standing in the middle of the Crystal Jiggy. Huh. Okay. Whatever floats your boat, buddy. Alright, let's do this, gamers. My emulator does kind of mess this one up a little bit. In that there are giant gaping holes in the puzzle. View down. You know, it's funny. I'm reading Colt's chat message saying it's broken, game's unplayable, in reference to Banjo not being aligned on the Crystal Jiggy, and because of the latency, I know for a fact he hasn't seen that the actual Jiggy gameplay puzzle is broken beyond repair, with a grid of holes in the middle and an entirely black section on the right that you can't see anything on. How little he knew. Why is there a timer? If you don't complete it in time, you're a loser. And the game just kicks you out, I guess. The Crystal Jiggy just determines you to be too lame to live, and you have to start over. Yeah, I know I don't have enough. Oh. Tell me about signposts, Jam Jars. Go ahead. How does this work? All these signposts say the same thing. Yeah. Basically, when Fortune Smiles is a reference to an area in Witchy World. In Witchy World, there is a fortune teller's hut. Grunty's face is used for the timer icon and everything, Gamma. But in Witchy World, there is a fortune teller hut that can give you various effects. You can get a top-up on your health, a top-up on eggs, a top-up on feathers, or you can get beaten half to death and lose one of your health points. So I guess it's more like beaten 1/8 to death. I'm fast. I'm so fast, you wouldn't even believe how fast I am. Let me play kickball. I didn't know he says that! I never bothered. I think the last time I interacted with this guy before coming as a Stony was when I was 4. Nowadays, because I know that you're not supposed to come here until you're a Stony, if you come here when you're not a Stony, you're not allowed to go in, so I just always transform and then come back. I didn't know he tells you that the tickets sold out while you were playing Banjo Kazooie. Bro, that implies this game's been sold out for 2 years. What the hell? Get a load of this idiot. Yeah, he's dead. I always forget that he's not saying, you know, press, he's not saying press up, he's saying press C, and that's why he's matching it with accuracy. But every time I always thought he's like, you know, go into first person view by pressing up, press Z to fire with accuracy. It's just weird. Also, fun fact, I had to rebind my my emulator to make parts like this easier. So now I can hold control to slow down the cursor's movement, and it makes aiming a whole lot easier. Comparing Mayahem Temple to, like, Mumbo's Mountain, I honestly prefer Mayahem Temple, even outside of my bias, just because I feel like Mumbo's Mountain better introduces you to the concept of a game in which there are multiple objectives that are all open simultaneously, and you don't need to go do them in any particular order. Because you get dropped into Mumbo's Mountain, and it's just like, here's a massive slope, here's a giant anthill, there's a giant skull on the top of the mountain, there's a weird Stonehenge formation over there. There's a bunch of really weird stuff just all over the place, and it lets your attention just go wherever you want, really. But personally, my reason for preferring Mayahem Temple is because it better guides you around its world. Like, you know, every playthrough of Mayahem Temple pretty much has to go the same on your first try. You go in, you grab some of the notes, you learn about warp pads, you pass by jam jars, and he teaches you how to aim properly. You come up here, and then you get to your first crossroads. You can go to that weird tower thing, you can go talk to Mumbo, or you can go to the giant temple, which is the major focal point of this world. Worlds have more, like, there's more focal points that are more distinct. Like, you can see this temple from pretty much anywhere on the map, as long as you're able to look up, and you need to learn how to look up to do that. Basically, this, sorry for skipping that, I meant to zoom ahead, but not skip. Basically, I can use Kazooie as a gun. Also, the notes are used like a sort of breadcrumb trail to lead you straight to Mumbo, and you need Mumbo to access the rest of the map because of the giant, you know, golden thing. I think they put these in because you can get a lot of health in this game. Look at the state of Portovina's field. This plague of filthy flies is scoffing my crops. Oh dear, how can we help? Get rid of the pesky flies, of course. Say your prayers, flies. Got him. Icorn hardly believe it. You neatly sorted those flies out. Stop speaking, you bovine menace. Give me the collectible. I'm gonna go play as Mumbo real quick to go grab the gold statue Jiggy and open up the 2 doors, and then I'm gonna switch back to Banjo and Kazooie. Also, yeah, Mumbo is playable in this game, which is, you know, pretty cool. And instead of collecting a bajillion Mumbo tokens, you just grab one of those per world. The best in the game. Immediate betrayal. There can only be one playable character. He's the giant shiny one to open the huge stone doors. Alright. Yeah, I was just checking because I know one of the signs here is not in this world, but one of the signs in this game specifies that the Globos can be found close to where Mumbo and Humba Wumba live. And you'll see the latter later. I have no idea how this is classified as a kid's game, honestly. Wrong button. Alright, let's do this. Time for the long drawn-out cutscene! And that Globo is now dead. It was different times back then. Good point, Cameron. Yeah, the game says that you can play as the statue again if you want to, you can put the statue back on its base if you want to go back to playing as Mumbo. But realistically speaking, you can get everything you need to do as the statue done in one shot if you're quick enough. Namely, you can unlock the flight pad, you can open both doors, and you can collect the Jiggy, and you can open the cheat code temple. You just have to ignore these losers. Also, the fact that I had to bring this thing into a different area blew my mind as a kid, because I had never considered as a kid that maybe, just maybe, you could just go to a different area even when you're not playing as the main character. Like, I know enemies can't go through screen transitions, so in my brain I was just thinking, oh, I guess I'm the only creature in existence that can transition from room to room. Magic run out. And the tower just somehow... The statue just somehow puts itself right back on the podium. Thanks, friend. We will never use you ever again for anything. Same for Mumbo in this world, funnily enough. In later worlds, they get more creative with playing as Mumbo, where the spells are both more interesting, and getting Mumbo there is more challenging. In some cases, the puzzle isn't even what to do with the spell. Sometimes it's literally just, how do I get Mumbo here? How do I do that? Except for Grunty Industries, which, sucks. Alright, let's go complete this temple real quick. Also, I like that there's a Jiggy for getting to the highest point in the level, because if you, wrong button again. If you get up here, and you use your new aiming sight, you can see pretty much every part of the level, which is pretty nice. I think it's really nice when players are encouraged to get to a high up point, so that they can see more of the level, but they're encouraged through, like, just some random objective. Like in Mario 64, where in Bob-omb Battlefield you have to climb to the top of the mountain. It lets you see stuff like the island in the sky. You get to see where everything is generally placed relative to each other. The only issue is that in the case of that game, you know, you have to go through pretty much all of Bob-omb Battlefield to get to the top. So by the time you get up there, it's like, well, I already know where everything is. And then you have something... I think Rainbow Ride, despite being a complete mess of just floating islands and everything, is way more interesting in that regard, in that in Rainbow Ride, you kind of can't tell where everything is relative to each other, because you're not able to access much of it at a single given moment. Die. Where are you? Fun fact, if you ever wanted to hit this shot for free, just back up right there. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna walk around here. So, fun fact, I actually know an unhealthy amount about the gun control in this game, and the levels where you have Kazooie as a gun. Because as a kid, me and my sister Geraldine, we used to play this minigame all the time, because there was a version of this where instead of just exploring the temple to collect these random things, you would have two players, and they would try to, you know, kill each other. And as a kid, I was really good at that minigame because of the fact that I actually played the regular game, and me and my sister played it all the time. So I know where all the secret entrances are, I know where everything generally connects. It's pretty fun. It's nice having useless knowledge about something that makes me genuinely happy. Honestly, if it weren't for the fact that I know none of the speedrunning tricks or how they work, I would probably make for a pretty good Banjo Tooie speedrunner. I would just need to sit down and, like, learn the tech. My really sacred chamber. For example, one of the things I know how to do in this game is rocket jump during the gun sections. If you have grenade eggs, you can shoot them at your feet, and you will the knockback will launch you over small little gaps, like the one that the Jinjo was standing on. And it's pretty useful in multiplayer, because if you ever get cornered in multiplayer and you're in a specific spot, like you were planning to get cornered there, you could just jump over the wall, and then they would have to take the long way around. This is really helpful in Glitter Gulch Mine, because Glitter Gulch Mine has this one awkward choke point corner area, and it has that little ridge, so you can just kind of leap over it. Alright, let's do this. Oh, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Hold on. Let me in. I would pay for an entire game that's just a Doom game, but you're Banjo and Kazooie. Call it like Banjo Doomy or something stupid like that. When are we getting the mod for that, guys? Everyone's talking about WarioWare in Doom. Wario Land 4 in Doom. We need Banjo Doomy. I'm gonna go to this area real quick, but I'm not really gonna do anything in it. I just need to put in the passcode, which I have memorized because I warmed up on the game last night, so I know that it is star 1 star moon. Alright, Rat, see you in a few hours. Actually. And here she is, the most questionable character in the game. Cool, I'm a rock. Alright, cool. Stony form is used for very little in this world, but it is still a pretty nice transformation, considering it's one of the few transformations that you have to use in multiple worlds. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I like that he's not really fooled, it's just, you know, you kind of look the part at the very least, so he just lets you in because they need somebody to substitute for one of the missing players. Oh, right, you can't jump up, you can't walk upstairs, you have to jump up them. I already did the training last night when I was warming up. I warmed up by completing the entirety of this world. Whack. You... Sorry, yellow. No! Yellow's on the national enemies list for the kind of stuff I had to deal with during warm-up time before the last night. Red Yoshi knows what's up. It is not a pleasant experience. If I recall, my emulator is about to have a little bit of a stroke. No? Okay. Had one last night. Alright. Alright, let's game. The red ball will take away 1 point. So, you don't want that in your goal very much. Like I said, Yellow is on the national enemies list for his crimes against kickball kindness. No. I know. Yeah, like in the finals, these guys are in like they've formed some sort of like cult pact that it doesn't matter which one of them wins as long as it's not you. Like in the last level, they just decide, okay, let's do this. We're gonna run twice as fast. We're gonna dogpile on every single yellow ball there is, and we're gonna make sure that you suffer. When this guy says you've no chance of becoming the champion, he fucking means it. You know what? I'll take that. Actually, wait. Hey, get him! Yeah! You guys can stay stunned for all I care. Thankfully, these idiots travel in a pack because of how their AI works, so they don't quite know how to avoid a nuclear weapon. God, I hate the finals in this game. I'm glad I just got it over with. I'm too choked up for words. Give me the Jiggy, let's get out of here. I hate this place. Real quick. So, okay, so I'm missing one of the things, and I know where to get that, and I'm missing 2 of the Jinjos. And I'm trying to remember where the Jinjos in this area even were. I know I got everything last week, so I just need to remember where I left it. Oh. Mind game, I'll stop jumping. No. Fun fact, because of how this area is designed, I had to rebind my keyboard to enable myself the ability to, and to give myself the power to move at speeds that, like, well, now you can see what happens when you're too fast. But you'd steal Slumber's gold while he slept, did you? Well, yes, to be honest. wonder what happens when I go up to him. Does he attack? No, I just bounce off. Okay. Yeah, if I hold shift, I can move agonizingly slow. Because since I'm playing on arrow keys instead of a controller, because I don't own a controller, if I were to move any faster than this, I would immediately suffer for it. What does that sign say? Pressing the control stick only slightly will make you tiptoe. Okay, thanks. It's weird, you get so used to having the grip grab that, like, anytime I start a new playthrough of this game, or play Tooie, or play Kazooie, I mean, I almost forget that the grip grab didn't exist until this game. There are 3 pages in this world? What the... Okay. I'll go find them then. Oh wait, I know where the 3rd page is, I'm just stupid. What Jinjos haven't I gotten? I got the one inside the temple, I got the one, that you get for unlocking the grip grab. There is one that I got on the bridge. There's one underwater over here, right? Why were you lost? You could have just gotten up. You know how to swim. You're blue. Everything in video games that's blue knows how to swim. And then the last one's on top of the Coliseum, right? Oh, that's every Jinjo. I did not mean to stop flying, but alright. If you hear the dogs barking, by the way, don't mind them. It's just because, this is around the time that Mom is supposed to get home, because Sophie goes to dance classes, and the dogs really don't like when Mom's not home, so they start barking up a storm whenever she's scheduled to arrive, basically. Speaking of that, she is scheduled to arrive because I just heard Sophie. Got him. Alright, cool. Hey, I'm live streaming. What's up? Turn that down, please. Oh! That looks cool.
Here, 20 minutes worth of video.
I'm live streaming. I'm not gonna sit here and make them listen to Banjo Kazooie pause music for 20 minutes. Speaking of dogs, here they are. The special guest star. 2 very loud dogs. What are we doing for dinner? Alright. From where? Oh, okay. I don't get why the Mayans have a secret entrance to the cavemen world. By the way, I heard you enjoyed sneaking. Let's have 2 Jiggies where you're supposed to sleep. I forget what this guy does if you wake him up. I think he just yells at you to leave. Get out, Unga's cave. Yeah, he just kicks you out. Then goes right back to bed. No. So I have control bound to slow my movement to 60% and shift to slow it to 20%. So this is 20% of my movement, which is, agonizingly slow, but it works for tiptoeing. But I oftentimes forget that I don't have it bound to control. So sometimes I would press control because I play Team Fortress 2. Jesus Christ, this is so slow. So I would press control because I'm used to TF2. Control is crouch, which makes you slower, and then I don't walk slow enough, and he wakes up and guts me. I like that even as early as the first world, they introduce visits to other worlds, and you would never know what that world is until you come back near the end of the game, and it's like, oh, huh, I've been here before. My entire sense of humor summed up by that one interaction. Where's the Jiggy? Is it on top of the smaller pile? Yeah, it's on top of the smaller. There are only 2 Jiggies left in this world, and I can access one of them right now. But I'm not going to, because the last Jiggy is in the same room as the one that connects to Glitter Gulch Mine, and has a Jiggy that can only be obtained by using a technique that you learn in Glitter Gulch Mine. So I see no reason in going over to that area now when I could just come back here once I know the beak barge, the bill drill, and get them done in one fell swoop. Should save some time. Thank you, Jiggy Head Man, disciple of Master Jiggy Wiggy. Speaking of Jiggy Wiggy, do you guys know about Grunty's Revenge, the Banjo Kazooie game on the Game Boy? I think Jiggy Wiggy shows up in that game. Get in. Get in. Jiggy Wiggy's challenge to... Yeah, Grunty's Revenge is a fun little game. I've actually played it, funnily enough. It's pretty much always forgotten by Banjo-Kazooie fans, and when they do remember it, they're just like, oh yeah, it's the obligatory handheld title, because every series needs to have at least one, you know? But, I quite enjoyed it. It's obviously not as complex or interesting as Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo Tooie. Heck, I'd even say it has less going on than nuts and bolts. But it's still a fun little handheld banjo adventure, and the writing's still top-notch. And considering it's a Game Boy game, it looks surprisingly good. Let me play the game. Stop talking and let me open up Witch World. Let me open up Evil Disney World already. Please. Please. Alright, cool. That's World 3 opened. The Flume of Doom. Alright, cool, loser. Let me get back to playing the game. Real quick, I'm gonna stop by Jinjo Village and grab a treble clef. Ah, come on. This one's always really annoying and finicky to get. Also, I always loved the way that the silo opened and closed. It was just stupidly cool. Once I get enough moves to go back to Spiral Mountain to complete some of the extra stuff there, I'm going to do a clean sweep of the stop and swap items. So basically, once I get grenade eggs. Actually, let me go get the notes right. Fire eggs. Yeah, more eggs. This game's cool. New egg types. Hold on, this is my favorite part of ILO Hag's music. By the way, guys, this is in fact a kids game. Don't forget that. Just don't forget that part, okay? Please. I swear. B lips. It's a family game. I hope to God that I do not get demonetized. Because knowing YouTube's advanced machine learning algorithm is going to be like, oh yeah, this is a kid's game, and then it's going to see the B, it's going to be like, oh my God, there's tits! We got a problem, guys! And you guys are never going to hear from me again. I'm going to get murdered by the people who run YouTube. Me up. Me up. That counts. Yeehaw. Teach me how to crush Kazooie's head into paste, please. Oh, right, this game was made by British people. That's another rhyme that I never really got, because, like, you know, the button is Z, but it's British game, so it's Z. So that's why it's like, you know, jump in the air and then hold Z, watch Kazooie break stuff with her head. But, you know, if you're an American, it's like, it makes no sense. Yeah, so now we have an upgraded ground pound. It also makes light, funnily enough, which I don't think, like, it's a nice particle effect, but I don't think they realized how much that breaks one of the jiggies in this area in particular, because there's a jiggy where you're supposed to turn on lights to, you know, see your way through, but you can, technically speaking, you could just shoot fire eggs and use, the build drill. You could just do that if you wanted to spend a lot of time on something that could be done easier by just going to Witchy World, learning how to switch, and doing that. As such, we're going to be doing things the obnoxious way. Not so fast, Banjo. Make sure he makes it worth our while. Oh, okay. Can we have a prize if we find her? You city folk are all alike. I wonder where she could be. God. That's what I meant by you need to get something from this level to complete the last one, because you need the bill drill to rescue whatever her name was, and to open up the 10th Jiggy's location. I cannot count, sorry. Camera, please work with me here. There it is. Lobo's always, like, confused me when I looked at them. Like, it's basically just a head with massive ears and feet, and that's it. How do they survive? What do they eat? What do they do for fun? What are they capable of, exactly? They're magical creatures. Surely they have some form of magic. Do they use it? Does Mumbo crush them into paste and then use them to power his own magic? Is Mumbo the bad guy in this game? I'm gonna get Mumbo's junk out of the way real quick. One thing I really like about this level is the tracks that go through it, because the tracks happen to intersect with every single major location in the level. So if you're lost, you can just follow the tracks for a while, and you will eventually reach one of the major areas. For example, if you don't know where the boss is, just follow the tracks and you'll show up there eventually. While this cutscene plays, I'm gonna go put a drink in the fridge, because it's gonna take a while. Cool. I'm back literally just in time. The Mumbo cutscenes in this world are atrocious. Thankfully, there's only 2 of them. Did I not even unlock the warp pad that's, like, at the front door of the level? Huh. Well, that stinks. I guess I'm walking. Or maybe there is no warp pad at the front of the level because Wumba's so close to it. Could be. Oh, there's definitely one at the start because there's no way they could hesitate to put something like that either at the start of the level or over here. There it is. Yeah. It's just tucked away in the corner. I just didn't walk over it. Stupid idiot. Stupid, dumb, fucking cretin. Imbecile. Alright, fellas, get your popcorn. I'm gonna be here a while. I'm gonna throw out the can of Pepsi that I cracked open at the beginning of the stream, because I'm definitely gonna have the time for it. Hey, I'm back, and the cutscene still isn't over yet. Jesus Christ. I had time to get a Rice Krispies treat, and that's done. 40 seconds of cutscene. Nearly a full minute of Mumbo just standing there, bobbing in place, saying "Ekum Bokum," while a rock floats into place. Abysmal. Alright, let's get to work on cleaning up these rocks. Gun. Now, if I recall... No? Okay. I was wondering if I could, like, destroy the world. Bye, weirdo. Yeah, this is commonly regarded as one of the worst gun sections in the game, and there are only 3 of them, so... It's a pretty prestigious title to be the worst of 3. Basically, you just have to get rid of these things. With 200 seconds to do it. Why are these things alive? What's it like being a sentient piece of TNT? Probably a lot like being a bomb, honestly. And I've played enough Color Splash to know how that goes. Not Color Splash, Origami King. And this is the starting area. Yeah, I'll be fine. I can handle this. There's no pressure. No pressure at all. I'm not about to die miserably. Like I said, I'm not about to die miserably. God, I want to, like, own a real-world Jiggy someday. Like, just, not even real gold, mind you. I'd settle for it just being a shiny piece of plastic, but still, like, just having one of those in my room on a little pedestal just spinning. That'd be fun. Then I could get a pet bird and have it eat the Jiggy. And then immediately get, like, arrested for horrible acts in forcing a bird to eat a giant jigsaw-shaped piece of plastic. On second thought, I'll settle for just having the Jiggy. Banjo fans when their pet bird can't pick them up and run. Not wrong button. Actually, wait. Instead of like Tell and Trot running around, these. I barely have any of the notes for this world. I barely have anything but the moves. Huh. I barely have any of the notes for this world. I barely have anything but the moves. Huh. Brr. Time to get flattened into paste. Lovely weather we're having tonight, huh? What is this? Like, what kind of benefit does this machine even have to people if it crushes up rocks and then spits out the remains out into the open where anyone could steal it? Like, what if one of those cowboys had just picked up a Jiggy piece and ran? Huh? This game would only have 99 Jiggies in it. Does a Jiggy legally count as a Jiggy if it's not in one part? If it's not in one piece? How do these two attach it? Huh? Because that clearly wasn't enough to form a real Jiggy, was it? It doesn't look like it. Ah, right, bunch of rocks. Oh, thanks, game. I needed that, apparently. Alright, time to turn into a lethal explosive. Let's do this. This is a silly little transformation. I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. You turn into a dynamite plunger. If need be, I can attack by blowing up. For example, but I can also do this, which is pretty cool. Actually, wait, no, I'm gonna go rescue her real quick. Because normally you would need grenade eggs for this. However, technically speaking, blowing myself up violently and painfully is an explosion, so I can just open the gate with my own body. I feel bad for Canary Mary. Imagine your job being just, hey, check for gas. If you die, then we're not going to go in and get you. Alright, get out of there. I wonder what these crates have for me. Might be something good. And thus I've unleashed Satan. The worst minigame ever. Just feathers. What you got in here, huh? What you got? Just feathers. Alright. Why do I need to breathe? I am literally I'm literally a plunger. I like that it doesn't even blow the door open, it just blows the building open. Now, if I recall, there is a third spot to dynamite, or to blast, and it results in a Jinjo, I believe. Could be that there are more. I'm not sure. Return investment. I don't think there are other spots to open up in this area, but I do want to check around a bit more just to be sure. Let's see, I got Canary Mary, I got the Jinjo, I got the entrance to the flooded caverns. What else is there to blow up? Also, there's a Jinjo up here that I'm gonna go grab real quick. It's all in the tracks. Hello, friend. I know there's another Jinjo up there. Was it that I needed to blow up the entrance over here? No. Alright, I guess for all intents and purposes, we're just done with this guy for now. Let's go back to being a person. I'm tired of having as many rights as a dynamite plunger. It's not a very pleasant life, I assure you. No, wrong one. God. I didn't want to come here. I wanted to go fight the boss. I'm gonna end off the stream probably after this boss fight. Sadly, I was not able to fully complete Mayahem Temple or Glitter Gulch Mine in one stream, but I did get fairly close. Big pile of coal. Actually, you know what? No. I am going to end off the stream after I deal with Canary Mary. That way, I can not have to do that later. I can just do that before I have to worry about it later. Break my arms playing this minigame, and then afterwards, rest for a day. When do you guys want me to stream again? By the way, for everyone who's watching, apparently there are 4 of you that are watching. When do you want me to go back to streaming this game? Because I'm going to be open for the vast majority of the weekend, and I don't have school on Friday or Monday. Huh. The beak actually does good damage against this guy. However, it's also just You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna fight this guy without having to use eggs. Then it might actually be like decently challenging, you know? Everyone fights this guy the same way. They just use eggs. And I'm sure the devs probably wanted you to do that, considering the floor lights on fire. But I find it kind of interesting to fight bosses in a more challenging way. Sunday evening? Not sure about Sunday. I usually can't stream on Sunday because I visit my my grandparents to check in on them and make sure they're doing good. Okay, perhaps I'll let you use my train after all. He says, dying. I might go for, either, I might go for, like, every other day, so, like, Wednesday, then Friday, and just keep doing that until I beat the game, with the exception of Sunday. That always terrified me as a kid. They never tell you what he means by that. Like, at all. You just don't know what's in that tunnel, but he specifies that there are bad things down that tunnel, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what are they hiding in here? If you try to do it as Mumbo, funnily enough, Mumbo actually has a specific line of dialogue for trying to go down the train path, where he's like, I'm not going down there. The things I've seen no man should see. I will never be the same again. Like, people in there are just consistently terrified of what's like in the train tunnels in this game. And they never explain why. Alright. Hey there, Canary Mary. Why are you still around? Why are you still alive? Alright, I'm gonna go silent because I'm gonna have to mash the X key on my keyboard as fast as possible, so if you hear any rumbling, that's what's going on. Huh? What? Mashing a button because of good game design, apparently. Just the chicken and the bread, I guess. I don't really do salad. Alright, cool. And that's part 1. Now for part 2. AKA the part where she kills me. Alright, gamers. If I had an actual controller, this would be so much easier. I mean, it's not hard right now. The part that's hard is, like, she shows up again in the last level of the game and really just messes you up good in there. And it's not fun. Alright, awesome. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I just wanted to get this beast out of my hair before I have to worry about her for the next stream. Yeah, basically every, for the most part, any minigame that offers a second challenge after you beat the first one gives you a Cheeto page, which is nice. Though I guess this is like one of the few Cheeto pages that's mandatory for 100% completion, because if you don't do the second challenge, Canary Mary doesn't go up to Cloud Cuckoo Land, thus you can't get the first Jiggy from her in Cloud. You can't get the Jiggy from her in Cloud Cuckoo Land either. So she has 2 Jiggies and two 8 pages, which is, you know, interesting. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the stream.